Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
It's the district that settled a federal lawsuit with a parent for 6 figures.
I am done with your failed leadership. Each one of you needs to resign now.
Tonight, parents and community members still asking for accountability from the Rochester School Board. Those parents presenting the board tonight with a Change.org petition with more than 1,000 signatures.
They are asking for 3 things from the school board in order for everyone to move forward. Our Mara McDonald live in Rochester tonight. Mara, the depositions in that federal lawsuit really open a can of worms here.
Jace, they really did, and in specific this, it was revealed in those depositions that the district was spending time and money and staff to comb through social media posts and compile files on parents who were critical of district decisions. Parents had complained of bullying at the hands of the Rochester School Board and superintendent, but it took one mom who said the district called her employer and got her fired because she was dissatisfied with online learning options to file a federal lawsuit. That lawsuit was settled for 6 figures, but the fallout lingers.
In a matter of 2 months, there were dossiers made on more than 200 parents and residents in Rochester who may have criticized or questioned some of the actions of the board.
There have been multiple board meetings with parents launching livid comments, but some in support.
I believe our Board of Education and Administration have done the best they could the past years under the circumstances.
But now one mom who was on the receiving end of the administration sending cops to her house has come up with a Change.org petition signed at this point by more than 1,000 community members to help everybody move on.
The people who signed this petition are not looking for a state takeover of the Board of Education. We're not looking for an entire clean slate that leaves an even bigger void.
That petition asks for 3 things: discipline for the superintendent and assistant superintendent, an updated anti-retaliation policy, and an independent investigation into alleged violations of the school district's procedures.
I still have hope. I mean, I think the support that I'm feeling from a lot of members of the community right now, I think we can do this.
Back here live, the discipline that Change.org petition is asking for is either termination or resignation. Hard to see how that would be a starter here with the current school board. We're live in Rochester tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Maura, thank you. Well, this was a scene 11 days ago when students at Salem High School in the Plymouth-Canton School District staged a walkout over a racist video making the rounds online. Well, now the district is addressing another incident not even 2 weeks later. Pamela Osborne is live at the Plymouth-Canton Educational Park with how students are reacting there. Pam.
And I spoke to the president and vice president of the Black Student Union. Both say they are already encouraged by some of the changes that they're seeing on campus as a result of all of this.
Days after PCEP students walked out to protest a racist video made by a fellow student, there was another incident. This time, according to a letter that went home to parents Friday, 3 posters containing hate speech were found on campus. Police were notified, and so were students who feel as though the district is listening.
Having just a listening ear is our main thing, and not only listening just to the Black Student Union, but everybody. So that's been really encouraging.
As Jacob Jackson explains, students experiencing or witnessing racism now have a new tool at their disposal.
For example, we just came out with a new QR code system that's been implemented in every single classroom in the high school as well as in the hallways that will ping each level leader at the elementary, middle, and high school level.
The reports can be made anonymously, but for those who choose to provide contact information, they will be kept up to date.
They let you know within that 24-hour, 48-hour period, hey, we got this. We have understood that there's an issue and we're going to look into it.
The president and vice president of the Black Student Union say they've been working closely with teachers and administrators to prevent future incidents, but they aren't stopping there.
Me and Andy really have felt that that pressure of racism from the student body, and so that we're kind of working on, educating and, talking and having this conversation on race with the students.
Opening up this conversation can make people, staff members, other students more comfortable in calling this out and addressing it and educating.
And I did reach out to the school district. I did not hear back, but in that letter that went out to parents, the leaders of the district, including that superintendent, saying they do not tolerate hate or bigotry on their campus in any of their schools. Also opening up an invitation here, asking parents and students to come to a May 11th forum where they're going to get into these very issues that have been concerning a lot of students here in the district. Reporting live outside of PCEP, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
Okay, Pam, thanks.
One step forward and a couple of steps back. And by that, I mean 30s coming overnight with some getting snow even up there in the thumb.
Let's go ahead and check in with Paul, tracking those snow flurries.
I'll tell you, everything is panned out exactly as we showed you it would earlier today on Local 4 News at 5 and 6. You can see, now I have this looping here to show you the transition. We started off as rain, watch. Started off as rain, but then you can see this transition to snow here in the thumb. And then something else happened tonight that, well, you may have seen it on our app if you have our weather app, but if you don't, I'm going to show it to you for the first time tonight. Okay, take a look. This is pretty cool. Now, we're going to let this thing play out. Now, first of all, we have the snow coming in, but before the snow, there was rain and there was something else. Take a look. Watch, right? You'll see it. Where'd it go? There was a lightning strike there. All right, hold on. Here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this thing aside. You need to see this. This is actually pretty cool. There was a lightning strike tonight here. Let's do that one more time. There it is, right there. It was right there, just south of Unionville. We had a lightning strike tonight up there. I told you it was there. It was just behind the banner. I didn't move the map far enough south. Anyhow, kids heading off to school near 30 degrees in the morning with a few flakes, breezy, mid-40s in the afternoon. But when you head off to work or the kids are at the bus stop, wind chills will be in the teens tomorrow morning and in the 20s to the south. So it's going to be a very cold start to the day, but we have better news for you after that. We'll talk about that straight ahead.
All right, Paul. We expect to learn new information tomorrow about a deadly police shooting in Roseville. The Macomb County Sheriff will release new video during a news conference in the morning. This incident began this morning when 53-year-old Frank Robles crashed head-on into the semi on Groesbeck near 12 Mile. Police say when they approached Robles, he had a knife in his hand and his wrists were cut. Police say Robles refused to put the knife down as he walked toward one of the officers. He was shot 9 times and died at the scene.
Just looked like he was coming head on. If that was my guess, the way it hit, looks like he probably spun around, jumped out, and that's probably when it all went down.
Robles was a custodian for Roseville schools. The driver of the semi was not hurt. Right now, both officers involved have been put on paid administrative leave.
Also in Roseville, family and friends are hoping a 12-year-old little girl recovers after being hit by a car outside her middle school. Happened this morning outside Roseville Middle School at the intersection of Martin Road and Barkman Street. Police say a person driving a Chevy Cruze hit the child. That's when a parent who was walking her son to school jumped into action.
I just rubbed her back and told her, you know, help's on the way, stay with me. And, you know, I just prayed for her.
The 12-year-old had surgery. No word on her condition. Parents say the intersection where the girl was hit needs to be safer to avoid something like this happening again.
A Wayne State University student is sexually assaulted in Detroit's New Center district. Wayne State police saying the 21-year-old student met the man around 3:45 a.m. Sunday morning in the area of 2nd and Amsterdam. The woman says they began walking together before the man sexually assaulted her. People in that area should take extra precautions or use the university's free Safe Walk program operated 24 hours a day.
A rare move in Lansing tonight. State Representative Matic has been removed by the House GOP caucus. Matic is married to Michigan Republican co-chair Sean Matic. Both are supporters of former President Trump. Sources tell Local 4 one of the reasons he was expelled was for sharing confidential information in violation of caucus rules. His removal means he cannot attend private sessions to discuss policy and upcoming votes. The Michigan GOP is not commenting on his removal. And also late tonight, in another sign of growing division within the GOP, longtime Republican insider Tony Daunt resigned from the GOP state committee. He is citing what he calls, quote, delusional lies. The resignation comes days after a contentious GOP convention in Grand Rapids. Staff members at a local high school jump into action to rescue a driver from a burning vehicle near the school parking lot.
Good person. Oh my God. I want to. Tiana, please. Tiana.
Watch out.
Oh my God.
Amazing video here. This happened at Madison Heights High School. Staff members say they were told a car crashed into a fence. They ran outside, called 911, and then what you see there, they saw an older man inside and tried to get him out before that car went up into flames.
I had him open the door, and as soon as he opened the door is when I reached out for him, and then I made sure Miss Eltowski had my hand so she can pull me back in, because it was like a water on the ground there. Just trying to react real fast to a situation and get somebody out.
Good thinking under pressure. Fortunately, nobody was hurt. Police say the driver was arrested for driving under the influence.
Still ahead, a group linked to his opponent is now trying to boot James Craig off the August primary ballot.
What that group is alleging and how Craig is responding.
A violent attack at an Arby's drive-thru. What the manager is accused of doing to a customer after an argument got out of control.
But first, it was an auxiliary police training exercise downriver that ended with a volunteer shot. The action the Taylor mayor is now taking next.